Sean Glover begins the 2009-2010 academic year in the new position of William & Mary's Assistant to the President for Diversity and Community Initiatives. In that role, she will be working to build and support a more fully diverse campus community in accord with the second challenge of the college's new strategic plan. Sean recently talked to us about diversity at William & Mary.
Diversity at William & Mary is definitely becoming a common phrase. It's something that is being institutionalized. We've been working on it for a while, but I think we are now getting to a point where we're centralizing our efforts, and all of the different aspects of campus that have been involved in diversity efforts are now going to come together. I think the strategic plan, where diversity emerged as a challenge, as strategic plan challenge number 2, is going to be of great benefit to this community, because we are now going to have some really great conversations in and outside the classroom, around tables with faculty, staff, community members, alumni, to really engage and talk about what is it that we want our community to be. I think a long time ago there was a phrase used that William & Mary is a place of possibilities. And that's what we want, but we want it to be a place of possibilities for everyone, whether, no matter what your racial, ethnic background, your religious background, your sexual orientation, or your religious preference. We want everyone to find a place at the College of William & Mary.
How are our current students contributing to the diversification of the college?
Several years ago, students of color had a good experience, but they weren't necessarily being our ambassadors. And we know that the greatest recruiters to any institution are the students. The admission deans can work very hard, faculty can work hard, administrators can work hard, but the people who really sell this institution are the people who are really the consumers and the people who are using it, and that's our students. And our students of color, and other students too, but specifically students of color, have really, I think, begun to have a good experience where they want to tell the story, they want to share, they want other people to come, and they want this community to become more diverse. And so they are active participants in the process. And that makes a big difference, because they are now rebuilding and building for themselves.
How do you measure success?
I think the beautiful thing is when we have alums who come back who graduated in late 70s, early 80s, which is when we're really talking about the beginnings of integrating William & Mary and diversity with regards to racial ethnic diversity. I think to see the smiles on their faces, to know that the institution that they once left, where they may have been 1 or 2 or 5 in a class, that now 25% of the incoming class is, are people from different racial ethnic backgrounds. That's when you know that's a measure of success. The other great thing for me is when we have alums, again, who, when they came to William & Mary was not what it is today. Our society wasn't what it is today. But when they send their students, when they send their children, and their children come to school here. I mean, this year we have our 3rd generation. Hugh Lyon Willis Sr. was the first African-American student to attend William & Mary, and he was in the graduate school. And then his son and daughter came to William & Mary, and now his son's daughter was in our freshman class last year. That's wonderful, that we are actually at a point now where we are having legacies and generational legacies. And so I think that's a good thing, and we want to continue to reach out to our alums and let them know that William & Mary is changing and it is evolving. And a lot of their blood, sweat, and tears and the sacrifices that they made have not gone in vain, that we are becoming the institution that they saw that William & Mary could be when they gave us a chance.
When talking about diversity, people use terms such as multiculturalism and pluralism in addition to diversity. What do these terms mean?
They're buzzwords, is what they are. They're buzzwords. Multiculturalism tends to mean more of the racial culturalism of diversity in a whole. So when you say multiculturalism, a lot of times people really do think that you are thinking about cultural differences, and specifically racial, ethnic, cultural differences. When you talk about pluralism, you're talking about a philosophy or a value, that we value this diversity in our conversation, and that our institution values pluralism in the sense that we are not all like-minded. We all have different opinions, different voices, different thoughts, or whatever, and pulling that together and allowing that to be respected is what we're doing with pluralism. Diversity is more of an inclusive term that goes beyond racial, ethnic. It brings in sexual orientation, age, ableism, socioeconomic background. It's a much more broader term. Underserved, underrepresented, you'll see a lot of these terms that come out, but diversity is one of those that kind of has emerged as like the #1 buzzword.
In thinking of the future, how would you like William & Mary to be positioned regarding diversity?
I think it was the 1949 handbook. Who comes here belongs here. And it's critical and important that we maintain and hold strong to that. We're a tribe, we're one. And so everyone's voice means something at this table.